So after checking out The Lord of the Rings from 1978, about a month back, I was actually really curious to check out the previous year's 1977's The Hobbit, a made-for-TV film that only had the budget of $3 million to make its film. And I was actually really looking forward to it because I enjoyed the animated Lord of the Rings. And no, I definitely don't like it easily as much as the Peter Jackson films, but I was really interested to check out the Hobbit film, and I can say I don't like it as much as the Jackson films. Really, this film is a very conflicting movie. At times, I like the film's gutsiness. I like that the film went big and bold with its style, and it didn't hold back. But also, this film is an 80-minute film, which I will admit, Peter Jackson's films, 9 hours, counting all 3 of the films, counting the extended editions, is far too long for a single book. But 80 minutes is far too short for this size of the Hobbit book, because they either don't talk about it or show it in the film, or they just skim through it. Like Baron is not even in the film, or when they go to Rivendell, it's like a 1-minute scene, or the Down to Goblin Town scene. All these really important scenes are to skim through because this film's 80-minute runtime. So by the end of the movie, after Thorin died, you can't really feel the weight and the impact of this relationship because you've just spent 80 minutes skipping through really important and iconic scenes through the book. So you can't really get invested in this relationship. But first, let's talk about what I like. Bilbo Baggins is just a really fun character in this film. While he is definitely no Morgan Freeman's Bilbo in Peter Jackson's films, I was still really enjoying this character's fun, whimsical tone, and I really do enjoy him. The rest of the cast is really good here. All the dwarves, Gandalf, Smaug, all really great performances. And also, I don't like that this film's a musical. I think being a musical is not a very good call. While there is tons of songs in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, they were just kind of these more somber songs. Besides 2 songs. That's What Bilbo Baggins Hates songs, I think it's really catchy, and also a brand new song, The Greatest Adventure.
The greatest adventure is there if you're bold.
Which is just such an iconic and just epic song. It's really motivating. The rest of the song was Down to Goblin Town, the Fire Tree song, all of it just kind of feels uninteresting, and I did not really care about these songs that much. So the fact that it's a musical really just downs down. But I wanted to mention that I do like the 2 songs I literally just mentioned. And the animation, for the most part, is actually pretty stellar for being a $3 million budget. At times, the animation is not very good. At times, it's very hokey and very clunky and very just not good. But there is some really awesome sequences of animation here at a lot of points in the film, which I thought was really enjoyable and such. In terms of iconic sequences, the Riddles of the Dark sequence is pretty good. The animation of Gollum, even though I don't know why they made him a frog, was pretty good, and the voice actor is really good. But my main problem with Gollum in this film is in the book and in Peter Jackson's version, it is very clear that Gollum is cursed with a split personality. But in this film, they don't really deal with the split personality. He's just precious a couple times, but he's not going back and forth between Smeagol, the lighthearted character, and Gollum, the murderous trickster. So you don't really go with that dual personality, which I find was a very big letdown. And why I do enjoy the sequence, and I enjoy that it has this creepy atmosphere, which is really cool, I did not think the Riddles of the Dark sequence overall was that compelling. I didn't feel like it was that intense. In Peter Jackson's version and in the novel, I was gripping from either page to page or scene to scene. It was really intense. And yes, in the Jackson version, it keeps cutting, which people do find annoying, myself included. But in my opinion, it dealt with tension a lot better because of the dual personality in the Jackson version and in the book. Why I did enjoy the sequence. Let's talk about Smaug. The design is pretty good, but the sequence is far too fast and quick. Yes, I will admit, Jackson's version, when it's just Smaug and Bilbo, it's fantastic. But when it becomes to Smaug fighting the dwarves in Jackson's version, I think it's pretty silly. But Jackson's version, discounting all the sequences of Smaug and Bilbo, it was a 12-minute, very intense scene that did the book excellent and did the book justice. This film is about a 2-minute sequence that doesn't really do the book justice because it happens so quick. And I think people kind of praise the 80-minute runtime of the film and be like, well, it's 80 minutes, that's short, and it's a short book. Yes, it is a smaller book compared to its more famous sequels, the Lord of the Rings trilogy sets of books. But it does not deserve an 80-minute film. Because so quick. And also the dwarves, besides Thorn, none of them are really that distinct and not really likable. And also, talk about something that's rushed. The Battle of the Five Armies. In Jackson's version, like an hour and a half of battle is far too long. But this only goes for about 2 minutes. And you could definitely tell that the budget was not really there for them to do these epic sweeps of action sequences. And this film is just so over the top. In the book and in Jackson's version, Gandalf is made to be this whimsical character who's just this wise guy who just wants Bilbo Baggins to go on this journey. And one of the lines is when he says Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. In the book and in Jackson's version, he's just stating a fun line. But in the 70s version, it's so over the top.
Enough! I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me.
It's so bombastic and just in your face. It's so distracting, and that's basically this entire film. At times, it's style over substance. I will admit, there is some stunning animation, and overall, I did not hate this film, but it's just so in-your-face stylistic choices. That's just like, well, we can be weird. Yeah, we can be weird, we can be crazy, we can be bombastic, and I'm like, you can, but if you can, doesn't mean you can, doesn't mean you should. And also, this film style at times just doesn't work for me. It's not a very good stylistic choices at times. Overall, The Hobbit from 1977 is not a bad movie. I think I kind of give it a hard rap. It's just a rushed, at times, pretty lackluster film that needed a bigger budget, in my opinion, and just overall needed a lot more to tell its story. I will give The Hobbit from 1977 a C+. I think it's a really bold film, and I enjoy the film's gutsiness, but overall, I don't think this is a perfect film by any means of the imagination. So that was my review of the 1977 The Hobbit film. What do you think of this film? Have you seen it? Do you like it better than the Jackson films? Do you not like it better than the Jackson's film? I would love to know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like, hit the like button and subscribe, and the post notification bell so you know when I upload other videos. You can check out my podcast I do every other Tuesday with a friend of mine. It's called the Movie Review Podcast, and you guys can check out my Instagram at JonesDaniels77. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. General out.